I do not want to be relationship material or the type of man that women start dating after they have had fun. Qualities like being kind, stable, or treating her well are important. I want to be desirable and exciting enough for casual flings. How do I achieve this without being unpleasant? Story 1. Trust me, you do not want that. You are a good-hearted person. If you get involved, you will probably fall for them, and that only brings pain. Look for a woman who either already knows what she wants and appreciates you, or stay single. Story 2. You need the it factor. Be the person everyone wants to be around at a party. Funny, witty, clever. Tone down aggression and take the approach of, I'd rather be loved than feared, with both men and women. No one likes or wants to be around an obnoxious person. Once you start to become the life of the party, it's a matter of being in the right places at the right time. Also, if you want to play the charisma game, you have to get out there. This is a common joke across the internet, but online communities are not real life. You have to understand people to develop better emotional intelligence, and that can't be done very well online. Story 3. Unfortunately, this is one of those you either have it or you do not situations. The fact that you have to ask means you do not have it. Story 4. Start doing fun things that are not sustainable. I go to a lot of raves and parties, play hockey, and occasionally fight. I am into fast cars and have plenty of stories about doing reckless things in them. You will not find a wife who finds these things fun most of the time, but you will definitely find people willing to come along for the ride for a few weeks. Also, try to be reasonably attractive and funny by default. I am not extremely attractive, but I am funny. I take risks and push boundaries. Not enough to cross them, but enough for people to say, he is definitely interested and not hiding it. Story 5. I cannot really comment on the casual fling issue. However, my general advice would be, put yourself first. Your needs come first. Everyone else is second place at best. They get what is left over after you have taken care of yourself. That sounds terribly selfish, but you need to make sure that there is actually a you present who can be desired. If you are not paying attention to yourself, then there will be no one else to pay attention to. The obvious caveat is that any children you might have would come even before you. Story 6. Be attractive. Do not promise any commitment if she, for whatever reason, does not engage with intimacy. Do not wait for intimacy. Be open about it. Do not lie about it. If she is not on board with that, there is no need to be rude or anything. Just move on. To summarize, be attractive, transparent, and unapologetic about your wants. Also, do not gossip about it. Story 7. You can be kind, stable, and treat someone right even though you want something casual. Being casual is a decision you communicate clearly with a potential partner. If you are on the same page, you continue. If not, you back out. That is it. Story 8. If you think you are being treated as a safe option, drop any pretense of a relationship. In your specific scenario, it is just a numbers game. Story 9. Based on your comments, you are not offering any relationship, so it should be resolved by itself, should it not? Story 10. I would give anything to be the person women see as suitable for a relationship. At least then, I might actually have a relationship instead of being alone my whole life. Story 11. You do not settle on one woman. If you truly do not want to be the safe option, do not be complacent and do not settle down. Story 12. This is a very unusual question. It sounds like you want to know how to be casual relationship material. Be attractive, fun, emotionally distant, and not suitable to meet parents. However, I suggest just being confident and comfortable with yourself. It is highly effective. Story 13. It depends on looks, unfortunately. Average-looking men like us are often the tree branch a woman can grab on her way down before she hits the ground. Story 14. You will have to become somewhat tough because you are basically using women for their bodies and your own pleasure, but you can do this in a decent way. I was a virgin until I was 30. I worked on myself mentally and physically until I was ready to start dating again. I was still a nice and respectful person, but I made my intentions clear. I had a lot of catching up to do from not being sexually active in my prime years, so I made up for it in my 30s. Every woman I slept with I was effectively dating, but they knew it would not go much further than that. I chose women not seeking a husband, but basically looking for cuddle or friends with benefits. You still treat them how you want to be treated. Take them out for dinner and dates. Play games and have fun. Support their dreams. Treat them like anyone else while making sure the pants-off dance is always on the agenda. When the lust phase ends, the relationship ends. It is that simple. By the time I was ready to settle down, I was 36, and I was content with that because I had a lot of fun and great sex and felt like I caught up to where I wanted to be. Good luck. Story 15. You don't need to look like a movie star, have wild stories, or be some high-status party animal to connect with women. That stuff helps those men. Sure, but it's not the secret. The real magic is showing up as yourself and finding a way to make that version entertaining. Not polished or perfect, just interesting. Be unexpected. Be curious. Say the thing she didn't see coming, the one that makes her stop scrolling mentally and lean in. You're sparking a moment. Don't just agree with her when she says something sensible. Make her laugh about it, challenge her train of thought, but in a way that mirrors her tastes. You will strike out a few times while learning her, but all is not lost if you recover on the next one. I was never anyone special. First love turned into first marriage, turned into a solo chapter 10 years later. My hobbies weren't exactly thrilling, but I traveled a bit, and I remembered how it all felt. Like the time I fell down a stone staircase and hit every step on the way down like I was playing bongos with my tailbone. Told right, that's a story. Or speaking of bongos, the time I got a massage in China, and a grown man was so fascinated by how large a bubble but can be that he played them like a Jumanji reenactment and then asked for an extra large tip. It's not about being impressive. It's about being present. If she's bored by your mountaintop meteor story, switch gears. Tell her about the night an older woman introduced you to her entourage of wild, topless friends, or the time a date led you to a room with a padlock on it and you wisely chose survival over curiosity. Keep her engaged, keep it light, and read the room. The moment you're both laughing and vibing, that's the real win. Plenty of women will still walk away. That's normal. Even people who check every box get ghosted. But when someone sticks around, give it a shot. A day, a weekend, a chapter of your life. Don't ignore the warning signs forever, but don't run at the first flicker of weirdness either. There's something to be said for riding out the moment, and you never know what's on the other side. It's usually another story to tell when you want to make her crack that first smile. And if it gets physical, bring the same energy. You're not just there to fall flat in 30 seconds. You're performing for her and creating an experience. Let her be the star. Let her feel like she's unforgettable. If she leaves feeling incredible, you've done your job right. She might even recommend you to her hotter friends, which, yes, is a thing that happens. Just know this. The ones who stay might start to feel more than they meant to. Even the casual connections can get deep fast if you show up as a genuine person who makes them feel good. That was always the hardest part for me, even when I tried to keep some emotional distance. The truth is, average guys can absolutely win, not by pretending to be someone they're not, but by learning how to turn their own story into something worth listening to. Story 16. Be handsome, tall, and fit. Avoid women who are acquainted with you and were uninterested without knowing your financial status. Avoid waiting for sex with women who did not wait in the past. Avoid offering commitment and exclusivity without imminent intimacy. You do not have to lie if you are him. Story 17. Ignoring the idea that you are going for the wrong thing because I am not you and it is up to you what you want, even if I think it is unwise. It is not something you can just do. No matter what pickup artists and gurus try to literally sell you, you cannot learn game. You either have it or you discover it when you gain confidence and lose desperation, but you cannot really learn it. By that I mean you cannot sit in a seminar, hear some chat-up lines and techniques, and suddenly become an undesirable person, a curse to women. Personally, I would love to be the safe option, the relationship material, the guy whom she picks. If you actually have that, hold on to it. Story 18, you can be both. What you want is the feeling of being scary coupled with the knowledge of being completely safe. Every time I have ever been dancing, I could see the woman's eyes get wider when I dipped her. I don't do that anymore. I'm old now. It was a mix of fear because I could drop her on the floor and she'd have no recourse, but also trust that I wouldn't drop her and that she was safe with my big, strong arms holding her up. I've seen men talk about driving fast as a way to get a woman's adrenaline flowing, but that's going in the wrong direction. You don't want her to feel unsafe. You want her to feel the sensations of danger while knowing intellectually that she's perfectly safe with you. People die in car accidents. Even expert professional drivers do. If you're driving unsafely, she knows intellectually that she's not safe. Instead, if you can handle the movements, take her to an amusement park and ride the roller coasters together, holding on with one hand and holding her hand with the other. If roller coasters make you too sick, try something like parasailing. It's scary but safe. If she's experiencing scary but safe with you, especially if you're holding hands at the time, she'll associate the feeling with you. Story 19:1. Be attractive. Do not be a bad person. Do not date older women. Do not be stable or treat them right. Enjoy the many women who will be attracted to you because, for some reason, they love men who do those things yet complain about men who do those things. Story 20. Being wealthy is the safe option. Many women choose security over looks and offer casual sex to rich men to attract them. But that contradicts what you want. You want casual sex without the built-in security motive for women. You want to be desired for yourself, for being attractive, having great skills, or being smooth. You want to be chased with minimal effort. To do that, be lean but also extremely muscular. Have an incredibly warm smile and smoky, seductive eyes. No blemishes. Finally, know where to find women who pursue men instead of being pursued. Story 21:1. Upgrade grooming and dressing. Find a haircut or beard style you like and keep it consistent. Wear clothes that fit your body well. Make sure your place is clean and well-stocked so you can feed someone or offer them a drink. Push yourself to do more adventurous things outside your comfort zone. Try traveling so you have interesting stories and experiences. For example, you have been to another country and can talk about it. You have a hobby like blacksmithing or have tried scuba diving. Dance. Women love dancing. Men are often self-conscious about it, but be willing to have fun. Most important, be confident. Good luck out there. Story 22:1. Be good-looking. Be fit. Be a little dangerous or unpredictable. You will not fool anyone if you are an accountant. Buy a cruiser and give off wild hogs vibes. A motorcycle could help, but you actually have to be a little intimidating with it. I am not sure if the last one can be convincingly faked, especially if you are smart and have your life together. You have to make genuinely questionable decisions, and at that point, it may not be worth it. You could find a balance and be a successful and exciting person, but it is difficult to be a bad dude with a bright future. Story 23. Coming from a woman, honestly, I crushed hard on my ex because he was fun, witty, sweet, and genuinely interested in what I had to say. It helped that he found me attractive. However, this man also pulls hard. He could pick up a girl at any bar or club he went to if he wanted. He is not the most well-built or movie star magazine model hot. I am willing to bet it is his charisma, easygoing nature, and ability to strike up a conversation, then bond with anyone he talks to. He is also adventurous and willing to try new things, which gives him an edge when it comes to putting himself out there. I am the type of woman who would never do a casual fling, but I need my ex to give me lessons on how to talk to anyone. Story 24. The other comments all say, be yourself. Just do that and what you want will happen. Why do you want to be that person? What do you think you will ultimately gain? Story 25. Do you really think the guys who are casual flings somehow have better traits and win over guys with relationship qualities? Story 26. I think you have bigger problems if you believe you are not a real person. Disturbing posts you have. Story 27. This is such a dumb reply, but be confident. I swear women can sense if you are in a relationship and will pursue you. Story 28. You have some excellent advice, and the only thing I would add is that you need to be quite skilled in the bedroom. Combine being able to give your partner pleasure while maintaining emotional unavailability. The reason I say this is if you are looking for casual encounters with no strings attached, and you are a decent-looking person who performs well in the bedroom, women will talk about it, bringing you potential new partners through word of mouth. However, if you lack in performance, negative word of mouth will spread and push you aside faster than you expect. Story 29. I don't want to be rude to do it. You will be called rude because you achieve this by being honest about not caring. You can clearly tell a woman, "Hey, this is just sex for me. I don't want anything else." Remind her of this every time you see her, and she will still call you rude for leading her on. All her friends will call you rude, even if you show them your messages where you clearly explain the situation. Story 30. Do you want to be the person others seek when they are going through a difficult phase? It really depends on your current situation, but the honest truth is, unless you are wealthy enough to own a beach house or you are very attractive to them, you almost have to be unethical. What those types of people do involves unethical mind games. Many are genuinely unpleasant, but there is a certain tactic they all use that makes them who you want to be. Story 31. Stop framing yourself this way. You must have higher standards and not settle, not them. Story 32. Being nice, stable, and treating another person right are not mutually exclusive with being desirable. Be charismatic, charming, and interesting, which can also mean fun, is how you get there. The bigger problem is that these qualities are somewhat subjective, and like calculus, some people pick them up faster than others. Be careful not to conflate safe and stable with boring. These are not interchangeable words. I know a guy who made insurance sound fascinating and interesting. He is the most charismatic person I have ever met. Story 33. Be tall, muscular, and conventionally attractive. Give off bad boy vibes and have an abundance mentality. Story 34. Numbers game. Talk to as many attractive people as you can. Eventually, one will find you attractive enough to have a fling with. You are going to get rejected. The first one is the hardest. Get that out of the way and keep going. Get better at talking to people. Story 35. Apart from rules 1 and 2, develop a personality, a sense of humor, and confidence. It seems you are 0 out of 5. Maybe avoid being so envious of the alpha mindset and appearing desperate overall. Story 36. I'm a woman. How much fun are we talking about? Right now, I am dating the most boring man on the planet. I like him a lot, but I think it's safe to say that I bring the fun into his life. At least I think so. I have never asked him. I also did not lose my virginity until I was 22, and I have been in 3 long-term relationships. I have never cheated, but I would totally have had a one-night stand with my current partner. I have only ever had one-night stand. Story 37. Experienced man here. I understand your dilemma. It happens to all of us. You handle this by having a life of your own and never being at her beck and call. Respect your schedule and have fun times without her. The right woman will know you are the one to keep and not treat you as a backup. Story 38. On your dating profile you say this: $100,000 per year income, health benefits, not looking for anything long-term. Story 39. Be less available. Express what you want as soon as you can, and be firm about it. If you want to meet her for sex, invite her out to dinner and be willing to walk away if she does not want to meet for dinner. You invite what you tolerate. If you do not want to be the relationship person, then do not be from the start. Express what you want and be unapologetic about it. The woman who wants what you offer will accept it, and the woman who does not will walk away. Story 40. So you do not want to be nice, stable, or treat her right. I do not know, man. Pick up a drug addiction and be fun to party with. The real answer is that you do want to be the safe option, but you also want to be the fun option. Take care of yourself physically and do things to improve your attractiveness. Get a good haircut, wear well-fitting and stylish clothes, have a good job and exercise. Then bring in a good personality that people want to be around. You can decide later if you want it to be a lasting relationship or not, but that hopefully has nothing to do with treating a woman with respect. Story 41. Unless you are really attractive, have an outgoing personality, and plenty of money to spare, it is not happening. That is, of course, unless you want to go hang out at a dive bar and make extremely questionable decisions. If you do not know that much, then you are going to be awkward in the bedroom anyway. Story 42. Honest answer. Act like you are not interested in her that way, not until she has decided to chase you. Ideally, do this while having a good time with others who enjoy your company, especially other women. Be outgoing and display all the qualities of a good guy that everyone likes, except being interested in her. What you are aiming for is conspicuous indifference toward her specifically. What attracts some women to the bad boy type is confidence without desperation. A woman who is used to being approached all the time will be intrigued by a man who is strangely uninterested. She will think, "This single man seems pretty cool. Why is he not interested in everyone but me?" Then, in her mind, your attention becomes very valuable, and her ego will want validation by winning your attention. Though I am a wife guy and would not recommend this, I go with honesty and earnestness. That will repel the types who are only attracted to bad boys. Good. Those types of people can have each other. It is fairly easy to thrive in the world of shallow hookups if that is what you want to do. Story 43. Brother, you are who you are, and being the safe option is better than you think. You can improve your skills and appearance a bit, but that only goes so far. We all have to work with what we are given. Story 44. Be those positive qualities in relationships while constantly improving yourself in your career, physique, mental health, and life overall. I highly recommend pushing yourself in the gym or practicing a combat sport. Have the mentality that nothing matters, you can succeed on your own. If you find someone, they should add to what you already have. Story 45. 1. Love yourself. It all starts with self-esteem. People who are arrogant tend to think highly of themselves, but you don't have to be arrogant to do the same. Never try to earn her attention. She is either interested in you or not. A woman who wants to be with you will make time for you. You won't feel like you have to chase her. Look as good as you can. You cannot change your face, but you can change almost everything else. Be the best-looking version of yourself whenever possible. Set high standards for yourself. Keep that childlike sense of adventure and wonder alive. Keeps you feeling young and curious. You should never stop wondering what's out there. Never stop being open to new experiences. Seek them out. This energy attracts people who want to join the fun you're having. Women want fun. It does not have to be extreme like skydiving or substance use, just things you are passionate about. Be playful. Tease her a little. Don't tell her every detail of what you're doing. Be a little mysterious. Don't be afraid to say no or prioritize what you want over what she wants. There is give and take in a relationship, but if you are not dating, that does not apply. The most important thing is not to be a yes man. If you agree with everything she says and do every little thing she asks, you become boring. There is no pushback from you, no challenge. Women may say they want to change a man, but apart from serious issues like an addiction, it is just talk. Learn to recognize tests like this and they will not be a problem. You can do all of this and still be a gentleman. As long as you recognize that she is only human and do not put her on a pedestal, you are likely to avoid being the safe option. Some men remain single, wondering why, despite their politeness and favors. In their mind, the woman is placed above them. Women notice this and do not like it. Story 46. Off the top of my head, I would suggest having interesting hobbies that you are obviously passionate about and being extremely competent at something in a way that is visible to others. If you are on a date, include her in a hobby that you think she will enjoy. Learn how to dance if you have not yet. It is genuinely exciting to find a guy who dances well, and if your bodies move well together, it is very much a turn-on and can hasten things quite a bit. Story 47. Honestly, if that is your personality and who you are, do not change. It will not make you happy. I am a safe option kind of person, and it took me until my late 30s, but I believe I am with my person now, the one who understands me and appreciates the little things. The best thing to learn is to accept who you are as a person and be the best version of that. You can still have excitement and fun. Story 48. Learn to fight. Once you get used to hand-to-hand combat, the volume turns down on everything else. You will see the world very differently. Try it and see what happens. Story 49. Are you the safe option? Are women just looking for relationships with you? Something feels off here. Story 50. I avoid being the safe option by being so repulsive in every possible way that I am not considered an option at all. Story 51. My strongest advice is just don't be a safe option for women like that. Like, don't be an option at all. Have some self-respect. You deserve more than to pursue women who don't take relationships as seriously as you do. Don't settle for women who see them like that. If relationships aren't just for fun, you will find someone like that. The problem is there are fewer people like that because they are less vocal and less likely to openly be looking. It takes a lot of patience, but that is the trade-off for taking relationships seriously in this dating world. But don't change yourself. Only become a better version of yourself. That comes with knowing what kind of person you want to be and then acting like it. Someone will resonate with that eventually. You can like whoever, because that cannot be helped, but don't settle for someone who doesn't like you. Story 52. In the big game of intimate choices, the real winners learn how to balance between casual relationships and commitment. If you try too hard to be casual, you may end up being rejected. Story 53. Confidence. You need to be confident in yourself just enough to have faith that you are an attractive and interesting person, but not so much that it comes off as egotistical. To do that, it helps to dress the part, style your hair, and put on accessories like rings or necklaces. Story 54. I'm a bit confused about what you actually want. If you want to have flings, you could use Tinder and clearly state on your profile that you are not looking for a relationship. Women who find you attractive and only want flings will be fine with that. You need to work on your appearance for this, such as working out and being well-kept, essentially the same qualities you would want in a woman. However, if you want a relationship and find yourself being the safe option, the problem might be your decision-making. You need to be more selective about who you date and be very honest with yourself about why women continue dating you after having fun. Based on how you ask this question, my opinion is that you don't know what you want. I could be wrong, but do you want intimacy without commitment, or do you want commitment? You need to pick a path. You might feel that women are dating you only after having fun as a negative, but it could be because you are showing evidence of wanting a real relationship or stability. If you don't want that, be honest and say so at the beginning. Otherwise, you could be wasting someone's time who actually wants a real relationship. Hope this helps. Story 55. You must look and act cold and intimidating. Then appear like an untrustworthy person. I do not know your eye color, but use light-colored contact lenses if you have to. Blue, green, or hazel, whichever fits your undertone and your physical characteristics best. For your information, brown eyes give off a friendly appearance. Alternatively, look like a fraternity member. Story 56. It depends on your age and the age group you are trying to attract. For example, men in their 40s trying to be desirable to women in their 20s can come across as creepy. Overall, be mindful of casual flings these days because you never know the type of people someone has been with or what they might have contracted. It is more attractive when a man is kind, stable, and presents himself as relationship material. Even if you do not want a relationship, this will appeal to women. There is nothing attractive about a man who is trying too hard to be desirable, especially one who pursues casual flings, as women often assume such a man is unclean. Story 57. Don't date a woman who will treat you as the safe option. I'll tell you the best thing you can do for this. Don't play games. Really. Provided you can get dates, on day one, before you hook up, tell her, I'm not looking for anything serious. I am just interested in having fun. Any woman looking for a safe option will walk away to find another guy. Keep doing that and go with volume. You will find plenty who want the same, and voila, you will get what you want. I see many comments saying, learn to defend yourself, go to the gym, be attractive, and so on. Yeah, that helps too, but I've seen guys who aren't any of that and still hook up casually. Believe me when I say this, the ugly guy getting the attractive woman trope is quite real. I've seen it a lot. Of course, they are often rich, but not always. I have seen homeless men get laid with attractive young women. I won't say where, though, but yeah. So if they can get it, you can too. Being fit, being able to defend yourself, and so forth are traits you develop regardless for yourself and maybe your potential future long-term girlfriend or wife, not for casual hookups. One important thing you will need is confidence. Not false bravado, confidence. When you meet a woman or talk to her, just outright say, "I want a casual thing. Nothing serious." Don't get passive when she insults you or whatever. Just walk away or block her. Finished. Don't be rude either, and don't call her names. Just ignore her. You said what you want. You don't have to feel ashamed of it. Women do it all the time. That's all you need. Just a notice though, casual hookups are not as satisfying as you might think. Neither is being a provider, of course. The best thing is to try and find a woman who doesn't see you as a provider but still wants to spend the rest of her life with you. Enjoy all the benefits of a casual relationship permanently. Do things with you that she hasn't done with other men, and dedicate herself to you. That, however, would require reciprocity from you as well on the same level. That's the most satisfying for both. But alas, that's rare nowadays. Story 58. The first thing to realize is that women like safe. They do, I promise. But there are subtleties here. Dangerous or risky is not the same thing as unsafe. And safe is not the same thing as uninteresting or boring. Certain types of risk or danger are more palatable than others. But if a woman is genuinely afraid for her life and safety, then you're going nowhere fast. Understand the strategies women use to keep themselves safe and respect them. She wants to bring a friend along? Sure, the more the merrier. Although don't let yourself get taken advantage of by buying multiple rounds of drinks for everyone. She wants to take a photo of you to send to her friend? No problem, make sure she gets a good angle. She wants to take a photo of your identification? This one is a little sketchier, but as long as you cover the identification code with your finger, there's not much risk to you. Take rejection well. She gives you her phone number? Do not call or text her immediately to confirm, unless she asks you to. Say you'll call her later or tomorrow or something. If she feels like she needs to give you a fake number, you're not getting anywhere further with her. If she's not interested, then take the hint. Some men can have a no thanks, "I'm here with friends," turn into a, "Hey, sorry about earlier, you seem cool, want to hang with us?" However, no one recovers from a, "I said no, leave me alone." It's all in how you manage your own reactions and micro-reactions. You want to project relaxed confidence. Desperation is the enemy. Your thoughts here should be, "I want you, but if you're not interested, I'm disappointed, but that's fine. I have other options." Do not actually say this out loud, because if you're desperate for women's attention, that means you're not getting any, which might be for a good reason. Confidence and capability go hand in hand. Be good at what you do. Learn a skill, more if you can. Be competent at life's necessities. Cooking, cleaning, hygiene. Incompetence shows, and it is possibly the least attractive trait a man can have. Get jacked. Seriously, get really fit. Your figure will develop, but it's less about being a roided-out Adonis and more about being strong. Being strong means you are more capable, simultaneously safe and dangerous. Being strong means you can protect people, generally women like this. Some women like being tossed around. If you're easily capable of this, they may want to experiment with you since a lot of guys aren't strong enough for that, especially with women who aren't very light. Your appearance matters, and how you dress is a huge part of that. My own sense of style is odd, so I'm going to refrain from giving specific advice, but whatever you do, make sure you put some thought and effort into it. Your other post indicates that you may be balding. I hate to hit you with this one again because you likely already know, but this means you're going to be playing on hard mode. If you're not able to stop the hair loss, you may need to lean into it. Bald or shaved is better than balding, depending on the severity of the hair loss. How is your jawline? Can you grow a beard? Bald men with beards often appear more attractive than bald men with no beards, especially if their jawline is not exactly rock solid. On the topic of beards, if you can and choose to grow one, make sure it's well cared for. Trimmed, brushed, beard oiled. It should be and smell clean and be a joy to run one's fingers through. Not every woman likes a beard, but no one likes a dirty, scratchy, or unkempt beard. It will be worth going to a professional barber a few times so you see what the end result looks like when properly shaped to your face. Building off of beard care, hygiene is the next topic. I have learned, to my great dismay, that there are adult men who still do not wash themselves properly. Wash yourself. Wash all of you. Shower. Brush your teeth. Shampoo your beard. Just be clean. Cologne is a great way to accentuate your smell, not to mask the smell of sweat and filth. Oh, and keep your fingernails trimmed at all times. Not obsessively, that weirds out a lot of people. But the benefits of having no dirt or sharp edges on your fingers are, hopefully, obvious. Wash your hands. Speaking of hands, be comfortable with women's bodies and sexuality. This means not being weirded out by any material they read or toys they use. Appreciate what they wear, but do not criticize it. Ever. Not even if you think you're being helpful. Especially if you think you're being helpful. Do not draw attention to physical imperfections. Listen to directions. If a woman wants you to focus on her, do that until she doesn't want it. If she says, keep going, do not stop or change what you're doing. Not faster, not slower, not harder or softer. Take care of her first, then yourself. This is already a long message, so I'll wrap up with this. As has been demonstrated through years of expensive research, word of mouth is the best advertising. Women talk. If you leave an impression, they will talk about you. Treat women well, treat their friends well, and you'll leave a good impression. And as any business will tell you, good first impressions get you repeat customers, and repeat customers bring their friends to try out the goods. Story 59. How old are you? Such a young man's mentality. There will come a day when you wish you had a good, safe relationship. The grass is always greener, my friend. Story 60. This is some of the most unhinged content I have ever seen here. Original poster. Did you even read the words you wrote? What does that say about you as a person? I don't plan to be nice or treat her right. Any men reading this, whenever you feel the need to say not all men, just remember the original poster is thinking like this. Story 61. I don't want to be relationship material or the type of guy that women start dating after they have had fun. I have one question. Do you even like women? Your attitude is far from something women would look for, neither for fun nor for a relationship. Story 62. You want to be the safe option. Women who date aggressive men are not usually looking to marry, and if they are you going to keep that behavior up for life? Absolutely not. Find the girl who is right for you and do not obsess over these supposed 10 but she only likes aggressive men individuals. Story 63. I would settle for being the safe option at this point if it could be with a woman in her late 20s. Story 64. No, you do not. The kind of person who is fling material is the kind of man who treats women like toys or playthings. Do not do that to them or to yourself. Story 65. You can try and attract BMW enthusiasts if that's common where you live. Take pictures of yourself sitting on the hood of various expensive BMWs, spend over half your paycheck monthly on one for yourself, and have strong but safe and popular opinions about which model is good or not. Take photos of yourself in the gym trying to look tough. Laugh all you want at guys like that, but they succeed, and their personality basically doesn't matter as long as they aren't nervous. Co-workers and former classmates of mine did this, and they all have stores they can't enter because their exes work there, along with various former partners they secretly or even openly wish were gone. Looks didn't matter. They all wore expensive hoodies and worn-out caps they found in their grandpa's barn that smelled bad. But besides that, they were tall, short, fat, skinny, tan, pale, full of acne, and one guy actually looked and sounded like he was 15. That said, you obviously can't expect a healthy relationship to form from this, and in my opinion, it's not good for your mental health to spend time with girls like that. You basically only spend time with these gold diggers and it grows in your head like a tumor, a belief that all women are like that just because all the ones you spent time with actually were. I'm exaggerating a little here, but this stereotype exists for a good reason. Story 66. 1. Be good-looking and fit. Be daring with your conversation topics. Ask less, what part of town do you live in? And more, if you knew the world was ending tomorrow morning, what would you do with your time other than spend it in bed with someone you are extremely attracted to? If you can believably share a story or two about something you do that requires bravery or strength without sounding like you are bragging, it can help. Bonus points if it sounds chivalrous. Make lots of eye contact and, if they give permission, small touches on hands, arms, or back. If it does not take on the first night, you can text once about how much fun you had, but otherwise be busy for at least 3 days. When you do get back together, plan every detail of the evening for her, including attire. Be good in bed. Give oral sex. Know how to use your hands and fingers. Know where the clitoris is and how much stimulation is too much. Know where the G-spot is. Make sure she orgasms at least once before trying penetration. It is an ethical issue that many men do not follow, giving others a bad name. If you do not want it to be more than friends with benefits or a casual thing, be sure to tell her early on. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.